Hey, it's MK for day 6 of 31 days of cut file fun. Today I will be creating a pocket page because I am going to be using some small die cuts or cut files. I have picked out some brads that are uber old from my mind's eye. I have a little dish, and so I don't have any of the brads in their packaging anymore. I just emptied them all out and put them in a dish on my desk. I also have these adorable little keys from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club, as well as their no waste packaging. I plan on using this blue packaging from these stars, but not the stars. It's sad that I used the packaging before I used the product. That's awesome. I also have these brads. They're sticky back adhesive brads from close to my heart a long time ago, and I don't think that I will be using them, but I brought them in just in case. And these are the cut files that I will be playing with today, these tiny little bitty leaves that are actually overlooked when it comes to cut files. Most people think that cut files are these large title-ish things or background-ish things, and so I really wanted to create the diversity of having small and large cut files to play with and to work with and to do our thing with. So for my pocket page, I have 2 sheets of this wood grain that just came from a paper pad from back in the day, but I have disassembled all of my paper pads just to make it easier for me to categorize my papers and get them all used up. Okay, so I'm going to take out all of my photos and make sure that they are left in left side, right side mode. And then I also want to work on my page as if it is a double page layout. So that is how I conquer my my pocket page, not cards, but my pocket pages in general, is by using them as just a regular layout, and that's how I make it work, to be honest. So what I'm doing is I'm creating the my photo mats because I do not like to see, well, actually that's not true, because the other day I created a pocket page without photo mats, so that was a first for me, by the way. But normally what I do is I use one piece of pattern paper that I like both sides of, and I glue my photos to the front and the back of each of those. Well, this one doesn't have a back. It is white on the other side, and so that is why I have 2 of the same exact wood grains, so I could put them back to back and put them in my page protector. Now, I do glue my my cards back to back in each pocket because I don't like the shifting. Now, I know I've said that multiple times before, but I definitely don't like the shifting, and so it's one of those things that I save the heartache by just gluing them back to back. So what I did off camera was I trimmed down all my photos and made sure that the wood grain shows out for what I want to see of it. And mostly all you'll see, unless you're looking at it really close, is just the 2 pockets down at the bottom, which are 4x3s, 2 4x3s back to back. So what I'm doing is I am dividing and conquering, which is what I love to do with my embellishment clusters. Is I have so many elements to work with, and then I split them all up based off of, for pocket pages, it's based off of dead space in the photos. For me, I have 2 rather large pockets to fill. I want to put a title in one and a subtitle in another one. Even though they are back to back, it'll look like 2 separate titles, which I'm okay with. But for the rest of it, I have to find dead space. That way it looks like I meant to disperse the elements across both of the quote-unquote layouts. And so I'm taking my my tags and adding a leaf to one of them and a brad to one of them. I have 3 brads, 3 tags. It was perfect. And then, of course, I wanted these keys because my photos are of lots of locks. Say that 10 times fast. So the purpose of these photos is we are geocaching in Lovelock, Nevada. And one of the caches is located amongst all of these locks. And we were so stoked when we found it. Now, truth be told, I do not show you guys where it is at, because if you guys are geocachers, you have to find it yourself. So I have lots and lots of pictures of us in and around all of these locks, lots of pictures of the locks. But I made sure not to share the photos of us actually finding the cache. We were so stoked when we found it. But it took 5 of us to go through all of these locks and definitely try to find this. I think she said it was a level 4 geocache, which means that, ones are super easy, and then you've got 2s, 3s, 4s, and I believe 5s are the hardest. This is my very first time geocaching, so I don't know. It is definitely something that I've been wanting to do, but just never got around to doing it. Okay, so I have 2 of my elements. Well, currently I have 3 of the elements in the photos to disperse, the embellishments throughout my layouts. However, they do end up moving because I don't have enough elements to fill up the cards, because my thickers are not, my alpha stickers that I plan on using are not going to be as large as I thought they were. So for my bottom left card, I plan on doing Locks of Love, because that's what Love Lock is known for, is people going and locking their love. At first it was here at the courthouse, around this pavilion, until the chains got too full. Now I do I do see newer locks being added. Every time, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Every time that I visit this place, either my kids or my friends or myself do see, like, oh my gosh, this is from 2021. And so that's, the newest one that we see by chance. All of the other ones have been moved. There is a fence that was created in the shape of a heart. And then where the fence was mounted, it's in a rocky, it's like a rock, I don't know, garden. And then, of course, it says Love Lock there. And that's where they're encouraging people to put their locks of love now. There's actually quite a few of those fences around Love Lock where you can put your lock. It just depends on where where you want to put your lock. But this is where it started, is right here in this pavilion. And there are all of these. It is just an amazing sight, to be honest. Some people have their names. Some people have their wedding date. Some people have their initials in their wedding date. The Chamber of Commerce at Lovelock sells the locks, so you can buy a double heart, a single heart. You could tell over the years which hearts they sold, not at which year, but how intricate they got to now how plain and simple they are getting. And it is probably due to cost as to why. But that large heart there that is in the upper kind of central photo next to my girlfriend holding the phone, those were one of the locks that they used to offer, was these large, intricate, old style looking locks. And I mean, it's amazing seeing over time the differences. So anyways, but I did end up with 3 clusters within my photos, but because of the gap that I have in the 2 bottom, title cards, I do end up needing more elements to add, and so I will take one of those elements and remove it from the photo and add it to my card, because I don't want my card to look plain Jane and not as busy as my photos. So anyways, I am messing with this Locks of Love card because I don't know how I want my alphas to go. Like I said, I was expecting the title or the letters to be much larger. They look huge on the sheet, but then you get them on a blank card and they somehow shrink magically. So I ended up bringing the element that I made originally for my right card over to the left to fill in that gap. I love how it looks, so it's going to remain the same. And then I switched a few around, except for the one with my girlfriend holding the phone. I left that plain Jane. It's just a cluster of 3 leaves with a key, and then the rest of them have, the brad, the tag, the key, and the leaf. And so I felt like that was absolutely beautiful. And then the hexagons that I brought in, one, they were part of my Not Just for Boys kit club, no waste packaging, but 2, I kind of felt like they were locks the way that they are, with the blue, and then at the bottom it was empty. So it was just how I saw them, and I wanted to add that element in just last chance. Right here, I just wanted to add that in really quick. And I love how this turned out. It's, it's more about the busyness of the photos, but adding your own personal touch to it definitely brings your eye across the pages and makes your viewer definitely want to look at just more of the page than just the photos. So it's not one of those things where their eye gets a little too it's too busy for the eye and so they skip over, but now it's calm and soothing and they want to look over. Well, at least I do. I make stuff up, you guys. That's what I keep telling you. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out Khristina, who is going live sometime today over on her Facebook group. But if you do by chance miss her live, make sure to check out the 31 Days of Cut File Fun Facebook group, where you will find all of the lives as well as the YouTube channel viewing and what other people are doing with the same or similar to cut files. So anyways, again, thank you so much, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.